everyone. It's wonderful to be here with you. I hope I don't get too emotional. I can't believe it's been 20 years since we started. As Javier said, he was 10, I was 3, when it all began. And why are you laughing? Anyways, it's been an incredible journey, and my job tonight is just to give you a bit of a sense of what that journey has been like, in the hope that the people who've been with it will be able to celebrate, and also you'll have a sense of the dedication of the volunteers who've been involved. So just to go through our vision and mission, our hope. Our vision is building together a foundation for children to rise to their own potential. In terms of our mission, through partnership, we focus on breaking the cycle of poverty and violence by providing values-based education, quality health and nutrition, and caring personal support. So tonight we stand on their shoulders because they had a dream. They had a dream. I remember the first time that we gathered again in the basement to try to gather some dollars. And I don't know if you imagine that it would ever get to this place, but we're so grateful that you had this dream and that you gave us the leadership that we needed in order to help children in Colombia. So where have we been? For the past 10 years, actually, we've been working with a school and orphanage called Nazaret, which is just outside of Colombia. And when we first started working with that school, it was just about to close. And so the nuns called and asked if we would be able to assist in any way. And I have to say that it is because of Canadians that we have been able to maintain that school. So for those of you who have been with us, if you remember, our first project was to actually reestablish the school. The kitchen was a mess, the bathrooms were unsafe, there was a whole lot of things that were going wrong. And so initially our funds went to just make it safe for the kids to be there. And so you can see there the bad kitchen and then the good kitchen, and then we just have a picture of the really good bathrooms because you wouldn't want to see that. And then over the years, what we have focused on is really providing those three things, that nutrition, health, personal support, and education. And in some ways, this has been the words that have carried us. We cannot do everything, and there is great liberation in knowing that. This allows us to focus on what we are doing and do it very well. So we've been so good at focusing our energy there and trying to really more deeply support the kids who are at Nazaret. We started a special part of CCCO called Special Friends of Nazaret, would be able to really walk with the kids. As you can imagine, many of them have psychological issues that they have to deal with. The more that we work with them, the more we realize that there's just a lot of work that needs to happen with the kids that we're working with. And so we've also been really blessed to have many volunteers go down to the orphanage and to be with them. And over the years, we've been able to provide food and clothing and school supplies, sports and art supplies, and we've had kids, for example, say, you know what, I don't want gifts for my first communion, what I want to do is I want to buy soccer balls for the kids at the orphanage, and dollars have been able to go to those types of projects. We've provided social work and psychology for the kids, and recently through our funds from the Gulf, we've been able to provide oral and dental health. So what difference are we making? And what I'd like to do is just give you, we asked the kids if they would give us a sense from their perspective of what we've been able to offer as Canadians. And so here's 2 quotes from boys that wrote back to us. From Nazaret, I only have great memories. It is clear in my mind that it is not easy to find a charity organization that will take care of unknown children and provide them with accommodation, food, medicines, clothing, all school supplies, and a complete education. The years that we lived in Nazaret were marvelous. We never suffered hunger, we could study, and we were safe. But above all, we received affection. So this is from Diego, who is now 21. He's gone through high school, and he went through an apprenticeship program, and he's now working. So really amazing story. So the question for us as the board of directors and as volunteers is, where do we go from here? We've been working with the school in Nazaret for a bit. What's our journey going to be like over the next 20 years? And so part of it has been about expanding our reach, finding other projects in Colombia that also need our support and working with them. And so we started to look at an organization, Fundación Más. We have a very generous donor that connected us there. And it was a project in Medellin. So we started to look at that. And the donation that was made was to assist in building a wing to an orphanage that was already there. I don't know if you know much of what's happened in Colombia over the last year, but very sadly, over the past year, rainfall levels in Colombia were the highest in recorded history, reaching 400% their annual average in certain regions. 3 million people have been affected and hundreds of thousands have been displaced. Children are often the hardest hit in this situation. And unfortunately, the school that we were going to assist actually went down in the torrential rains. So they are now homeless. They have found a place in Medellin where they're now all staying. And our support is now moving away from building a wing of the school to assisting them just getting things back together. So that's a significant project that we're going to be focusing in on. So in terms of expanding our reach, we will continue to work with Nazaret. We hold it very dearly in our hearts. We will continue to work with Fundación Más as well, and all the amazing work that they do. We're learning about them as well. And we will work at serving those who've been impacted by the rains as well. And so the fabric of our organization has been built on all these amazing, amazing volunteers. So Javier has already asked them to stand, but I can't tell you how grateful we are for the tremendous work that our volunteers have done. It is because we're volunteer-led that we are able to provide 100% of our donated dollars actually go directly to the kids in Colombia. So we are deeply, deeply grateful for the volunteers who allow us to continue to be volunteer-led.
I do want to remind everyone that we have a fantastic silent auction. If you haven't checked it out, it's at that end of the room. There's some great items. Please look around, see what you like, put in a bid. And I believe the auction closes at 10 p.m. So we have until 10 p.m. We will make a few announcements just before the close of the silent auction. Okay, now I'd like to call up one of our sponsors from Western Union. Could I please have Brian Fox come up? He's just going to say a couple of words.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here. I had my entire speech prepared in Spanish, but we'll pass on that this evening. You'll benefit from not having to listen to it. I want to mention just why Western Union would participate in such an event like this. For those of you who are born in Canada, you may not know what we even do. For those of you who are not born in Canada, you're very familiar with the fact that we are helping people help their families who live back home. And just to put this in perspective for you, there are in the world over 200 billion people who've chosen to live in another country than the one they were born in. Those 200 billion people should cause us all to be somewhat humble with their generosity. Because altogether, those 200 billion people every year move $400 billion, not with Western Union, but with all methods that are available. $400 billion US are moved by people, many of whom are just like people in this room here who've chosen to come to Canada from another country. So, Western Union sees itself in a role that's very much like the Canadian Colombian Children's Organization. We are part of trying to make the world just a little bit better through the service we offer. But it is very humbling, and I meet the people who use our service. So I just wanted to thank Maj and Dan, Conchita's daughter and son-in-law, who we've known for many, many years. And they've given us the opportunity to be a part of this. And I'll make it public right here. Western Union has a foundation that supports a number of selected organizations like this around the world. So next year we're going to see it through that we get this organization connected to the foundation to make a more serious contribution.
Thank you very much, Brian.
I'm going to ask Claudia Cortez to come and just do an honorable mention to two volunteers.
I am the child number 6 in the Sanchez family. Not the youngest. Yes, one. Anyways, it's really, truly awesome. Truly awesome. The work that has been done with the organization over the years. And I thought it would be most becoming to mention the tireless effort of two very special individuals in the organization. Their undying commitment to the organization has hardly ever wavered in times of difficulties, challenges, simply organizing events, getting everybody together, pulling everybody's heartstrings and heart and efforts together to make this work. And these two very special ladies are Conchita Sanchez and Sylvian Crane. Not embarrassing. It's very deserved. Very, very well deserved.